Hello and welcome to Paganello 2024. It's the 33rd edition and the 33rd women's final. One would presume Trenila Ciuf playing WOOP, a French all-star team against an Italian local hero. Not quite Tequila Boom Boom in their name, but definitely Tequila Boom Boom in their heart. So they're going to start on defense. And they're going to try and push WOOP, the French, as you said, Yaka-based all-star team. We see some very familiar faces on the line to start. One of the Bono sisters.
That is Eva Bono.
Eva Bono. And Chloé, Olivier. We've got Colline Chartrand.
Laila Petitbon.
Exactly.
And they are very excited for this. They have, as we said earlier, whooped their way through the competition, and now they got to make it all come together against what could be a hostile local crowd that'll get behind Trenila Ciuf. Let's see it happen.
La Galla with a pull that lands in the back of the end zone. And immediately putting pressure on Petitbon. And she puts up the huck. Two players in pursuit, and they get there. And the easy pass for the first score. That's a clean hold for WOOP to start the final.
Yeah, Perrine Lepreux, she has a very similar hairstyle to Eva Bourneau right now, and I thought that was Eva when she was first running. Lepreux, though, really showed her speed and then her confidence as well. She got it right away, quickly looked up to Chloé Olivier and moved it on immediately. But how about that huck from Petitbon?
Amazing. Perfectly put into space, and then it was just waiting there for either one of the two receivers to get under it. We'll see if Trenila Ciuf can have a clean offense of their own here. La Fiata looking for the huck first. That's always what she does, and goes around. Grossi with the layout. Keeps the disc, and she goes deep. La Fiata running with a big smile on her face, and Castillo tries everything, but that's always going to be for La Fiata.
Yeah, I think you saw the smile on her face because she knew the throw was perfect. As much as the defender was there, she already had her hands up in her running motion. She already had the elbows high and could realize that all she had to do was read it the rest of the way in, and she was not going to get out jumped there.
How about that Grossi layout, though? Making sure that this is not holding any more sands before getting that bomb out. And I do think Castillo had the better position, actually, was underneath the disc, but La Fiata with the height advantage.
And eyes on it first. As much as Castillo had position, she was still trying to spot exactly where the disc was. So the drizzle continues. The 142 teams all converged into the Eurodisc arena for this finals day. 142 teams. Isn't that madness?
It is mad. But there's enough beach here in Rimini.
Oh yeah, they could just make it bigger. Come next year.
Maybe there will be 30 fields instead of the 28. But we're only focusing on one field here now. Lepreux into the end zone, and Petitbon has all day to run underneath that as well. Perfect flow, and we haven't seen anything but nice working offense from both sides so far.
And WOOP have been doing a lot of scoring, so they've had a chance to do a lot of work on their celebrations, it seems. We've seen a few now every time. That time Petitbon and Lepreux had their own dance moves to put forth. And for Lepreux now, that's 2 assists on 2 points. her impact being felt immediately.
I think with that kind of caliber of a team, it's really hard to stand out, and still she does it. Bastoni. High release to Grossi, layout on her hip, but isn't stifled by it. La Fiata to Merli. They're looking, Merli looks for a reset and finds it up the line. Or does she? And there's a foul called on the throw. Guyuto arguing with Merli. Said she felt contact.
Let's see how they discuss this. So I think there's some giggles on the sideline about the
conversation.
Well, the conversation, and I think maybe not sure where their English is at, but I think no was the response from the French player, Guillotto.
Fine. So it's all about perspective, right? If her perspective is like that this was not impacted by me, fine. And it does resolve to be a turnover, and the first break opportunity we get here. Nice cut and dished back to Bono. High release dish to Olivier. To the middle. And on that far side now, just in front of the end zone, Guyuto. High stall, and then the up the line goes for Bono, and that is a break early in the game.
Yeah, first break of the game. Lison Bourneau gets that one to go. She is a force on what seems to be their D-line, but they might just be flipping back and forth. We'll see. The French love their balanced lines always. But yeah, Bourneau slashing up that line. She is tough to defend at the worst of times, and at the best of times, nearly impossible.
Do you think they have kind of a coaching entity that thinks about lines, or is it just like, oh, I want to play, so I'm going to play?
I think if they've been winning the way they have all weekend long and playing way more defense, they probably are just trying to be fair playing time, and that's the way it would have got integrated in, I think, to go just back and forth. But I think they've been winning a lot of games by major score differentials.
Indeed.
So if you're going to play 10 defensive points a game, you might as well just balance those two lines.
Legala on the isolation gets Grossi, and that is a stacked line of their own here for Trenila Ciuf, and that scores out the side, I think. I don't think Legala knew exactly where the line was just focusing on catching the disc, and that caused her to catch it out of bounds.
Another chance for a break here for the WOOP.
Inside shot, Bono, and Petitbon gets it, and while kneeling, she puts it onto Castillo. Castillo gives and goes and puts it out into space, but too far and angling towards us on this near side.
Second chance to hold now for Trenila after giving it back away. See if they can get this stacked line to work for them and stay in this one early. It'd be tough to recover another break this early in the game.
Pagliarani with the slice through, and La Fiata puts the disc up into space, but got a bit happy there. Happy, maybe. Akanjali can't get there in time. Bono. Tutruker. Bono puts a disc up, and valiant effort, but that one also just too quick. And La Fiata, no hesitation of going the other way again. Pagliarani with a high disc, and La Gala is the hero of that play.
Yes.
They hold.
She went up where Grandma keeps the jam jars to get that one up on the step ladder and took it over top of a very strong defensive player in Eva Bourneau with her signature Stegosaurus hat on, as is always on her head, La Gala. She takes a beautiful read on this Paladani throw, and there it is again. Lefty take, brava La Gala.
You could see Pagliarani faked it once, and I do think La Gala was too close to her, waited and faked it a second, tried it a second time, and this time it was just perfect.
And so it does seem WOOP are flipping their lines, because now the liaison line is receiving, so that would indicate they're just going back and forth.
So it's not an indication today because there's not really wind, but having an upwind and downwind line might, in these conditions at the beach, also be a wise move. Olivier, free on the under, up the line, and now that's put into space to run under it is Bourneau with the score. There's just nothing really they can do to stop him.
Yeah, they win too many matchups here is what it comes down to, and they've been the strongest team. You know, let's see how Trenila can handle them over the course of this game. It is still early, but you're right that their offensive possessions have just seemed unhindered. They are getting open on so many looks. They have multiple options every time a thrower looks up. And maybe it is try zone. There's a little bit of rain in your favor. Try something different.
Maybe a zone, or maybe just trying to stop that first initial pull play that they want to run. Olivier only had to take 2 or 3 steps and she was completely open. Maybe switching that up could already just make them think a little bit longer. Castillo with the pull for WOOP. Lands just out of bounds. Oh, just inbounds actually, and they are off to the races. Grossi on that far side, not going for the huck this time. Sees a very open player on that near side. Big arcing play, and what a grab! Blind catch, and Lafiata just in front of the end zone. Going across to Grossi, but only finds the sand.
Shame to miss that after that Arcangeli bid. That grab was a beautiful display of athleticism to keep possession, but one throw later it does go back to WOOP.
So gets the open under. Castillo on the reset, fakes away the break continuation. Petit Bon looks for an option. High stall and gets up the line. And that one, break continuation, too far.
So Arcangeli and her teammates will have one more chance to make the point count that is attached to her highlight already. Maybe go add another highlight to it.
So Arcangeli to Lafiata in the middle. And that throw seems to be another highlight for them, and that's a score. A bit of a show-off layout there, if I'm allowed to say that. Pagliarani.
Yeah, you gotta love the Pagliarani not taking any chances there, laying out semi-gratuitous. Maybe could have got it with like a falling lean, but love to see the full commitment. There's the throwaway that sets it up. And Arcangeli, who had a heck of a point, turns to Lafiata, and here's the finish. Let's see again, Pagliarani. Yeah, she went up and just made sure of it. She put 2 hands on it, so she kind of didn't have her brakes, her landing gear available, so kind of turned it into a roll.
That's fine. We live to see those highlights.
So thank you all for being with us. Please make sure to do all the good things, like and subscribe. Very easy to do, doesn't take much time.
Le Pru to Bono and Olivier on the far side. They did seem to manage to stop that first initial look that they were trying, that WOOP was trying to hit, but now they're flowing. And Olivier on the pursuit, laying out, but just too far out in front of her. The first Olin mistake we've seen WOOP make.
Yeah, giving a chance to Trenila, and that's all they got to do is stay in it here. Stay in it as long as you can, and good things might happen with a hometown crowd.
La Gala walking to the line and immediately puts it deep. What a great read by Temeroli and Merli to Albani. La Gala and Albani in the hander set. Goes break around to Merli again. Albani just in front of the end zone. Patient red zone for Trenila, Ciuf, and that's La Gala in pursuit. That's a break back for Trenila, Ciuf.
Big break, and that's what staying in it's all about. They brought it back to level. Pagans 4 apiece. They are here for the fight. The longer they can stay close, the more chance they're going to have of knocking off a team that's a clear favorite like WOOP WOOP. But it's 4 apiece here, so clear favorite or not, they are. We got ourselves one heck of a match here at the Eurodisc Arena, as we expected.
Of course we did. That, look at that, put just perfect around arced to La Gala. We're just hearing the Costa Rica jingle in the back, motivating Tequila Boom Boom players to, you know, step it up a little bit. Get one more. Palerani with the disc in hand, ready to pull, to maybe try and get another break. But we see the other line, the WOOP line coming out. Fielding the pull, and Petitbon can hang on. Trucker, Castillo, already beneath midfield. And has to go end zone in a high stall, and Liaison Bono gets it for the score. WOOP.
There it is. I like the bid there by Merli. Borno had space early. Merli was playing from behind, trying to close the gap. I loved the bid at the very end to just try and maybe put some doubt in the mind of Borno. Of course, Borno, a excellent player, incredible amounts of experience for how young she is. Here it is again. But Borno unfazed by the closing defense. We'll see again here. Kept her medal and watched that one into the hands.
Castillo was at a very high stall count, and what good throwing technique, even under so much pressure from the Italian defense. We're back with La Fiata disc in hands now, and she's going to put it deep immediately. Rossi in pursuit. The number 14's battling it out, and that's Jolea with the D. And WOOP are slashing through. Bono to the far side. Gets it again in the middle. For an option, not really anyone. Now a very free under. Bruno gets it again. Inside shot, and just in front of the end zone. Looks off the open player, goes mid through, and that's bookends for WOOP.
Yeah, for Jogolea, the Spanish player who has come and gone a couple campaigns with Yaka, one with, and then some time away back with Yaka. She set that up with a great D over Grossi in the end zone and was rewarded for everything because she was cutting mad amidst that point. She got open deep. She got open back under. She ended up getting it in a cross pattern in the end zone, but she was really creating separation every single time. Every time she moved.
Not surprised. As a Spanish player, I bet she grew up playing on the beach and has probably just the same advantage as all the Rimini locals have here. I'm not particularly familiar with French beach ultimate.
They won a world championship recently.
That I know, but if they have championships or if they train the beach early. One or the other person maybe even. We got that again. So we're back with Trenila Ciuf on. Oh, Grossi looks for someone and has to go big on the high stall. The disc hangs for ages, but it's always the defender with the better position. And Huck indeed seems to be Trenila Ciuf's way, and the layout goes for the Italians. What a grab by Marley.
Grinder of a point there. Marley is stepping up in the end. The double bid on the La Fiata throw. Love to see the intensity coming from both sides, but Marley making plays there. Maybe you could say that last WOOP possession was a little lackadaisical. They got it back. They're working hard on defense. They're running. They have athletic advantage in their matchups, on many of their matchups, a high percentage. But they got it back there and kind of just thought the score was going to be automatic, perhaps.
It might just be that since they haven't had so much of a challenge yet, that the pressure the Italians are putting on them is a bit out of like stressing their rhythm a little bit and making them overthink.
Well, yeah, I doubt they've been in a game that's only been 1 point separation after putting 2 points on the board. So this could be uncharted waters.
Lagala, another perfect pull. Castillo and Decker working it in the handler set. Tight defense, but Castillo, it's a sure hands. The line with a big bid by Albani and puts it out deep into the end zone. And that trails out the side.
Love to see that throw from Bocanegra Gomez. She's a very fast defender first player who has probably been conservative the bulk of her career with her throws. She's got great throws, and I'm glad to see she's putting them out here, even with the miss there. Glad to see that she's happy to give that kind of contribution to a team nowadays.
Not sporting her usual face mask.
Yet no more Batman styles for Natalia.
Lagala puts it deep right away. It's arcing towards Castillo, and the layout attempt to collect the garbage goes short, and Bono shots on the near side, goes all the way around. Castillo has to lay out, but grabs that disc with confidence and puts it into the end zone, floating and just perfect for Chatzrin. The score. That's 7-5 for WOOP.
7-5, back up by 2. Tidy finish there after just narrowly getting it back, but having a look at some of the flying bodies. That one, Castillo, and then her throw to goal.
And with that, that's a break for halftime. This also means that WOOP are gonna change the position of the field, but keep the disc as they started on offense.
So they will be pulling as though they just scored, as it was.
But just on the other side of the field.
Yes. Sorry, I had a laugh there. Walking to the line, Petitbon just threw the disc to Borneau while she was putting her hair up and took a disc in the face.
Oh no, that's not ideal.
No, it was luckily lightly thrown and from a short distance.
So Bono with the pole. And that's a perfect one on the sideline, near the sideline actually. Pagliarani and La Fiata drops the disc, runs through her hands, and that's a red zone opportunity for WOOP. And Bono goes around to Olivier, and that's a quick break for them to go up by 3.
Yeah, up 3, that could be a slippery one to recover from now. Slippery slope going down by 3 to a team that has so many athletic advantages when you talk about matchup to matchup. We still haven't seen a zone, have we?
I don't think so. Maybe a bit of poaching off, and that's helpful at times.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. You want to try something different defensively, but you got to fix your offense first. If they're scoring 3 in a row, it's because your offense isn't working. But that's it. You got to find a way to get your defense on the field. Find a way to be able to dictate and try something new. And to do that, you got to walk one in, so to speak.
So let's hope they can do that here to try something new. La Gala puts it out to Albani. It's perfect, as it always is, and the layout was so high, but the disc too low already.
Yeah, very good looking shape and vision to the throw. I think La Gala just put a bit too much on it. And despite the best efforts, great bid there.
That layout.
Unable to collect, and WOOP will get another chance.
Oh, there you go, that's a zone. They even managed to set it up after, maybe it's just a bit of poaching. Maybe I was completely wrong. But whatever the defense is, it's not on the offensive matchups. As Chatron is looking to score, and instead it's Leproux just on the brink of the end zone, but that's enough for the 4th point in a row for WOOP.
Yeah, they are pouring it on now, 9-5. What a way to make a living. It is nothing but WOOP. They're opening up a can of WOOP, full stop. And I think it's going to be very difficult to derail them now that they've got their mojo going in the final here. The Trenila did a good job to stay close for a while, but I think that may be all that they've got. Let's see. Trenila, prove me wrong. Bring it in this second part of the game. Give me another run against.
We'll see if they still have it in the tank. Most of them have been playing for 2 teams in the single gender women's division and in the mixed division. La Fiata bombs one out. It's perfect. It's hanging, 2 bodies underneath it. And what a grab for Merli.
Well, if that's any indication, they're not done yet. They still want a little bit more action. Merli has been impressing me all weekend, playing in 2 divisions and making huge plays, particularly in the air for goals. Here it is again. Merli going over top and roofing people everywhere.
We've seen that before. The French defender actually with the better positioning underneath the disc, but Merli reaching over, sacrificing her body. And that's exactly what the doctor ordered for Trenila. Ciuf. Now it's defense time, it's break time for them. See if they can start the break train.
I like that I just doubted them. Be a good time for me to look foolish by them winning.
You're just keeping it colorful. A perfect pull right at the edge of the end zone. Petit bon. Du Bono. And Chartrain now, and Liafata flies through, but is that out of bounds because of the pressure?
For sure by Chartrain. Did she go out? Because, and I think it is that Lafayette pressure is credited for the D one way or another.
Indeed. That big body flying through. Grossi. Tries to find an option, goes inside to Lafayette, and she's going to put it into space, but Bono is there first. Petit bon to Bono, and striking receiver looked off, and Olivier was completely open, but Chartrain thinks otherwise, goes to Bono this time around, and that's the score after the opportunity for a break.
Yes, so close. Eva Bourneau was great to jump into the lane and take that one away. Lison Bourneau, after the turnover, was flying around and cut up all sorts of space up and down the sideline. Lison ended up getting the goal. She probably could have got it on an even earlier deep throw that didn't come off, and just didn't stop, kept cutting, and now we see them up 10-6.
It's a commanding lead, really. It does seem a bit closer, though. Like it, I know you always say you got to be good to be lucky, but it did seem like they just took that middle section of the game and got a little lucky with one or two completions.
Yeah, they've been good. They've been lucky. They've had a bit of both of it falling their way.
And the disc goes up high into the steady hands of Temeroli, and Lafayette for the score. And that's the kind of offense we want to see. Pass, point.
7-10, Lafayette is here to fight. You see her celebrate and spike. And no matter what, 7-10, down by 3, she's here to play. She wants back in this one.
Pagliarani with the big shot. Temeroli, and then that inside put, which is perfect. So last instructions. I wonder if they come out zone now. Would really like to see that.
That's what I want. Show them some teeth. Put the big zone on. No, put the
You can see we're inside.
Zone on. We can probably move back out though, all things said. It has stopped raining.
Yeah, I'm quite comfortable in here. It's a bit warmer as well. And WOOP are on offense. The twin hairstyles of Leproux and Bono. And now Olivier on that far side. Finds Leproux in the middle, goes layout. Double-handed catch for safety. And Olivier asks for the disc. And she gets it as well in the end zone. Blown coverage. Makes it 7-11.
What do we do at 7-11? Only
We're gonna
God
go get a Slurpee.
Could be Slurpee time. You're absolutely right. They just keep doing what we said they've been doing, winning everything. They're winning every matchup. They're fighting. These ladies work. They're all extremely talented athletes. They all have a lot of cohesion and chemistry playing with one another. and they're just having a lot of fun out there beyond anything else. And you know how that goes when you start having fun. It's
And what's
playing well just comes off naturally when it's easy, when it's all smiles and high fives.
and what's more fun than winning? If we're honest, not a lot of things.
I mean, isn't that why we all play? Just to win. No, it's for the camaraderie and all the other stuff. Just to win. I
Winning
mean,
is
for
awesome.
all the other stuff.
Grossi wants to win that one and puts it out into space again, and it's all Chiara Temeroli all day long.
Quick response. That's the best way to, now before I was talking about staying in it, now it's like get back in it. And get back in it is scraping away a break or two here, a break or two there. And a quick hold is the best way to have potential to scrape a break. Can they get one?
They'll certainly try. And was that the 4th time Temeroli got a catch like that with ease? I think it must have been. It's really impressive. Maybe not one of the names we talk about a lot on that Tequila Boom Boom team, but nonetheless one of the most important players for their offense right now.
La Gala set to pull with her head Stegosaurus.
And that pull again in the back of the end zone. Bono and Petitbon in the hander set. And they're still going matchup defense. Trenila, Ciuf. Olivier. And Petitbon misses the catch. There's going to be a discussion but about maybe about the weather.
About
We
how
won't know.
that was legitimately a turnover.
Just couldn't keep her hands around. And the timeout called by Pagliarani, veteran move. And just to structure their offense just right and not lose this opportunity again. So while they're talking about what to do next, we'll have our sponsors talk to you about what they're doing. We're back live after the timeout. Trenila Ciuf is trailing by 3, and they have the opportunity to come within 2.
You see the crowd really getting into it now. They just lit up a little bit there in the timeout. You can have a look at the man himself, Chopo Santucci. Not a Riminese, but a regional young man. Of course, you know him from all his wonderful work on the stream. This weekend commentating with us at ULTI.TV. And also you see how much he just loves to get these events going, be at the center of it, and help them grow and become better and more energetic. Loves seeing it.
So we're going to see what Trenila Ciuf are learning from that event. And that's a high stall huck into the end zone, and Petitbon makes sure that does not work out. Albani was there, but too little, too late. The curse of the turnout. Or time over, however you want to call it. Petitbon into Bono. And nearly a layout Callahan attempt there, but not with WOOP. And Petitbon whooping through. Bono to Olivieri. Slowly waiting for an option to present itself, and that's Bono into the end zone. And they hold Jokolea with the score.
Yeah, Jokolea all alone in the corner, but it was again a lot of the work by Chloé Olivier in that point, getting free. Lila Petitbon again was getting free and really throwing solidly, breaking marks, getting around, getting under, to get free and then to bust the mark open and make that next throw even more free. Is a great skill, and it makes your offense look very smooth, as was the case on that last possession.
Indeed. It's just such a good flow of like resetting and then having the continuation be there at the right moment of time. Whereas Trenila, Ciuf are mainly working with the big hawks, and that's a big pull there. Lafiata on the other side of the field, moving over in one throw. Blady, Arcangela, Bastoni. Looks for an option. The stall must be high. There's a ballerina turn, and the disc is floating into the hands of WOOP. Barnou. Chatrin. And back to Sorin. They're looking for another break, Decker. To Bono. And that one is just perfect. Oh, but she dropped it on the side there, Guyoto.
I didn't even see that happen. I assumed it was scored. I saw the very first touch and looked down for 1 second, and I'm very surprised that could have gone through the hands. So unfortunate for WOOP, very fortunate for Trenila.
Arcangeli goes high release, and that's a no-look poach block. WOOP with the red zone opportunity again, Bono. Finds Bocanegra and Bono again. Over into space. The layout is early, too early, as she was tripping. Sorin can't quite get there a second time. And Arcangela is going to walk the disc back to exactly where she started with it just moments ago. Arcangela to Lafiata, and no deep cut. That would have been lovely to have one. She fakes it and goes all the way around to Arcangela again. And she screams for it, but Merlin is there as well. And she gets that with ease.
Yeah, great cut by Merli. I think we saw Lafiata screaming. She was deep, but Merli was deeper and just as open, even earlier. And a great throw by Arcangeli. She's shown some great work in the backfield, being able to lay out, and a couple big throws out of her. And now Merli, as we've said, has been this goal target all weekend long, and this time takes it in stride, but is showing how dangerous she is, getting open deep again.
So 2 minutes left on the clock. WOOP with a commanding lead and within one.
Game point for WOOP again.
And that pull just perfect. Their pulls have been so good. They're always landing in the back of the end zone. And Petitbon to Castillo. Finds Chatrin. Chatrin's gonna put it up for Olivier. She's that catch. How did she get that one? What a perfect catch. And that one to Ciuf for the gold.
And WOOP are your Paganello champions in the women's division 2024. It was the very likely outcome right from the beginning. They've played it into fruition and become the women's champions. Great performance, effort put forth by Trenila Ciuf. They did a great job. They kept it very tight, but they had a lot of work. Right from the start, they knew this would have taken a near perfect game to get past WOOP, and today that wasn't the case.
We saw points of perfection, but not quite enough to best that French all-star team. I hope you had fun and enjoyed our broadcast. It's not over yet. We have 2 more intense finals for you. Next up, the Open Division Jet Set taking on
Ultimate Feo pero feo. Ultima pero feo.
Unofficial Spanish Open.
Yeah, it's
squad.
quite similar to the Spain Open team.
It's going to be a really good game, a tough game. Thank you for tuning in from Paganello. Just wait a few minutes because we will be back with more finals coverage to figure out an open and a real mixed champion. For Steph Rapazzo, I've been Christina Obermeier, and we'll catch you again on the next one.
Thank you. Thanks.
Merci beaucoup.
Yeah, ultimate.
ULTI.TV.